Hello, everyone. Welcome to Atmoseeker, where it's hot. It's hot all the time, every time. Just keep shaking this thing. Wow, it is. We are flying by the seat of our pants here. Hey, folks. Good to see ya. It is Monday night. Last time we left this live stream room. We were working the old Tiamat model, and we're gonna get back into it. If you don't know what's happening, I live in Victoria, Melbourne, Australia, down under, and we have got just a heck of a heat wave going. So if I get all like sweated up and everything in here, we'll hit the lights. We'll go like red alert on everything. We'll hit the battle stations and try and stay hydrated and everything. I've got my drink of blood to try and. It's crisp. Yeah, we're gonna keep it nice. We're gonna get the demons on our side. Get this sun gone, because I want the rains to come back. I want things to come back to normal just a little bit more. Reach out in the chat if you're joining us. This is a live stream to do once a week. Just kind of like a little casual, kind of like hobby catch up kind of stuff. What we're kind of tinkering little things for the channel and stuff. We do make videos occasionally on the channel as well. And if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff or become a supporter on Patreon, get access to the Discord and other kinds of goodies and stuff, there is a link in the description as well. At the top of the stream, I do want to say a huge thank you to my amazing supporters on Patreon. You guys are the lifeblood of the channel, keeping it ad-free and amazing. The inspiration in the Discord is fantastic, and I just want to say a huge thank you and shout out to my Seeker level patrons: A Light in the Darkness, Blake Daly, Chris Andrus, Constructed Chaos, Devante, Dr. Justin L. Hamrick, John A. Johnson, Crazy Bishop, Theos Primus, and Remnant Vencia. Sorry, I've got a little post-it note up there, and I've been scribbling it out and rewriting it and stuff, and might be time to make a new one, I think. But yeah, welcome everyone. Yes, what was I doing? I was mid just brushing off my wet palette, because basically I have not used it in a while. This thing was thankfully when I put it away, I had taken all the water out and dried it off and stuff. So I have had it a long time ago where I did it, and I opened it up and I was like, oh, it's a whole new world in there. All kinds of little microbes and stuff that have just started to grow, mostly mold and stuff. But I've come back to it. I've learnt the lesson, and I was just trying to get some wet sheets and stuff on this thing, just so I might need some like paint in here on the wet palette, because I was trying to do some stuff last week, and basically because it's so warm in here and everything, because of the old heat wave, that it won't go away. The sun, it keeps on shining. I just want to hide in here in my dungeon. But anyway, these guys, the palette just kept drying too quickly on it. I don't want to waste paint and stuff, so the more I can do to kind of like salvage things and keep things as juicy as possible, I will do it. All right, so we can see the old girl here. Oh, she's kind of in pieces at the moment. So I did do a little bit of work off stream as well. So I've come through and I've done a little bit more dry brushing and stuff. Actually, I want to move that camera a little higher if I can. Come down. That'll be better. Oh, much better. All right. But yeah, I've done a little bit of dry brushing on this guy, and it might be a little bit hard to tell, but it is nice. We've got going in there with, like, because you had a little bit of that dark red spray from the airbrush over the whole thing, but I've gone through and I've done a little bit of a dry brush with almost like a burnt orange kind of thing, just to kind of pick up some of the scales and stuff, and I was really liking how it was kind of going over the whole thing. almost kind of created that like good little mid-tone or something between this tan kind of stuff and this red, which is cool. So I did a little bit on the wings as well. You can kind of see it through. Can you see it? You can kind of just see it a little bit, just between like this tan stuff, just to kind of give it a little bit of that flesh type stuff going through there. Whoa, hey Victor, good to see you in the chat. Welcome. It is stiflingly hot, and we don't have air conditioning here in the dungeon, so yeah, forgive me if it. We'll see how long we go before I pass out. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on the dragon. Just little touches here and there. Big project, but I like to keep chipping away at it if I can. All right, so we're gonna see if I can get this wet palette going. I haven't fired it up for a long time. See if it's going all right. I can just put this guy on it. Wonderful. I'll give that a minute. Yeah, because otherwise all my paint is just gonna dry way too quickly. I need it to stay juicy. And I gotta remind myself what I used for the old horns on the back. If the title of the stream, I was tempted to go for like the shark factor, like just like cheese, because I was gonna paint the horns on the back, and I don't know, some inappropriate joke or something. So that's the name of the stream. Hey, Dark Kamui, yes, happy Australia Day. Early, we've had Australia Day. It was a huge hot. I think it got to like 37 degrees Celsius today. And tomorrow it's meant to be even hotter, of a stifling 44 or 45 degree day. Ugh. Oh, I think I'm just gonna be hiding inside in the air conditioning if I can. All right. So, but I got this palette out here just because I'm gonna try and remind myself what the color I did here. So this was the color I used for the a couple of the middle horns on this red dragon here. So I'm gonna try and recreate that because I want to be able to go back down the spine a little bit and see if I can pick that up too. At first I was planning to go all well. At first I was planning to go all like dark horns and stuff on it, but I quite like how like the bony one is. I'm just gonna check something. Let me check real quick. Whoa. I just noticed something popping up on stream. We'll fix it. Alright, it's all good. Alright, we got it. Cyclone dragged the cold front up. We had a cool one on the west coast. Ugh. Man, crazy weather. We had floods the other week in another part of the state. Bushfires, heat stuff. Oh my god. It's crazy. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna paint this dragon. That's my plan. If you are affected by a lot of the crazy weather and stuff, or just trying to stay cool, yeah. I hear you. Alright, let's see if we can get this color going again, because I think what I did was, it was basically like some of the primer, I think. What do I have? Yeah, some of this Pro Acryl stuff. Is my camera acting funny? It is acting funny, but hang on a sec. I did notice that. Let me see if I can give it a little bump. There we go. Hopefully that's any better. Yeah, I had defaulted to some kind of setting or something. I I think that's good. I think so. We'll go with that. All right. Yes. So I had this primer color, which is just a white, and then I was using something from my speed paints in there. So I mixed up some speed paints. I think like one of the sand golem ones. Oh, let's see if we can find it here. Yep, first one. Alright. Oh. My god. I should have got like a fan in here or something. We've got a lot of heat. A lot of heat going. Alright. Well, we're gonna try and chip away at this. Yeah, reach out in the chat if you're working on some big project as well. Is it something like this? We have like a giant kind of thing that's just like, oh, if I was gonna hit on it, like, if I was gonna, I was gonna hit on it, if I was gonna like, work on this kind of thing, like, is it the kind of thing that would be like very daunting and kind of been scary to you and you haven't really kind of taken it on board, or is it just kind of something you've been kind of chipping away at? I know there's some folks in the Discord have been putting together their own big projects and everything, so I can definitely appreciate it, and it gets a little bit unwieldy. But I feel like we're getting close. We're getting to a stage where it feels a bit more done up. Like you could almost throw it on the table as is. It would be pretty good. Let's see if we can get some paint going here. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I think I always go too much. I don't know why. I usually go quite a lot because it's like, oh, I don't want to, you know, if I need more of the same color, then I don't have enough of that color. Ugh. I'd rather have more of it ready to go. We'll see. Maybe this will be good enough. Okay. I need something pointy. This one's pretty pointy. Using this pointy boy. I should be using a different brush to mix things together. Fine. We could do that. I'll use this one. And see if we get the same color. Ooh, it's pretty close. Yeah, it's like a sandy tan. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. We'll try that one out. It looks, oh, maybe it was a bit darker. I can't tell if it's darker because it dried that way, or maybe it is a little bit more. I think it is. I think it was a little bit darker. It's alright. Oh, yeah, this feels pretty good. We'll start with that. Just looking at this and the model, I think it's pretty good. We'll put that aside. Get ourselves some elbow room going here. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so I've got whatever this is, sand golem, and it's just some white. Pick out these horns again. So good, there's a lot of horns on the back here. Oh, hang on. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit more. Oh, hang on. There we go. Alright, yeah, where to start? We'll start at the head. Hopefully we're pretty close. Ooh, it's a lot brighter. try and darken that up a bit. Yeah, I think it's too bright. Still too bright. It's all right. It looks all right on the palette compared to the model. Yeah, we'll darken it up quite a bit, I reckon. This'll do it. Yeah, well, maybe that was all right from like the other palette that I had the other day, where I thought it was a little bit darker on there. So this might be a bit closer to what that was. Whoop. It might be too dark now. Oh, see, this is why I was talking about earlier. Just like, oh, maybe I should make more color than normal, right? But how's that? That looks okay. It's definitely a lot. Like, I wonder if it like dials down a lot, or have I done something to it? I think I did some of that dry brushing with like the orange or something. I reckon there was something like that. I have to try and replicate it. Or it might settle down quite a bit as it dries. So we'll see. Well, actually, now that it's starting to dry and stuff, yeah, I mean, and things are going to dry quick in here as it's so hot. I hope everyone's... I've seen other folks have crazy snow and ice. It's pretty cold in like Sweden and stuff. And I've seen like crazy things in like Russia and stuff of like snow out of like people's buildings and stuff that they could just jump into. It's crazy. Oh, whoa. Whoa! Hello there. Hang on. Let's try and fix that. What's going on here? Got a lip cam. Oh, Victor's working on an entrance to a desert mountain ancient city. Wanted it to be close to 1 meter high. Jeez. Opening in the mountain filled with reliefs of dragons. Man, that sounds great. Yeah, I think as much as I love miniatures and monsters and stuff, there's something nice about like a terrain project, especially something with like rocks and like fantasy style stuff. You can be a little bit more forgiving on yourself with you know, it's basically you like bash rocks together and stuff, and you can make some really cool looking stuff. Although I don't know, like the dragon relief stuff is pretty good. What are you using for that? Are you using like some prints or some like casts of stuff? Sculpting it yourself, and that'd be a heck of a flex. But yeah, I do have some terrain I need to make. I've got some Wild West terrain I need to make. So I might be picking up an old recipe I have for some buildings, which have served me quite well. So we might do that as a video on the channel. Kids are going back to school this week, so my productivity will hopefully go back up. That's what I'm hoping for. I've basically been their butler this school holidays, at their beck and call, putting batteries in things, setting up video games. I did run for them a nice kids version of Dungeons and Dragons yesterday. I was trying out my new rule system. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. I think I did a little bit. We had toyed with. I think I had like Hero Quest recommended in the chat, but I ended up with kind of crafting my own like little system in the end. So it was because I wanted to keep it as simple as possible and kind of really encourage as much. What do you talk about? Like creativity with like the stuff you could do. So maybe I should, once it's more kind of like packaged up in something, I might share what I've made, the kind of like character sheets and rule sets. I'm kind of trying to flesh it out a bit more because I think it did need some like. At first, I didn't have any like character classes. I was trying to keep it classless, but I think in the end, it does need some classes, just for a couple of like bonus features and stuff. It help them guide in character creation a little bit more. I didn't really have to think about it too much because they were like, I want to be barbarian, wizard. Well, that's all I have to worry about. But I had a couple of mates come by to play with them as well. And that's an interesting mix in general. If you haven't done it already, running young kids with adults playing the same D&D game. It got interesting. 3D printing. Oh, cool. Images, 3D printing them, images, and then using some image to relief tools to clean them up a bit. That's a good idea. Yeah, you could do stuff like that. I think even like Bamboo Labs has something inbuilt to kind of create like little relief type stuff in it. I think you can just like load up images. I can't be 100%, but there are some like cool tools for stuff like that. I definitely have used some stuff for creating. Oh, there was that stencil video I did a while back, and that was using some of the tools in like Bamboo Labs to create some like custom stencils. But yeah, the basic system that we had for the D&D for the kids was a rollover system. So basically they had their core stat attributes, and you would have to roll over your number to succeed. I think there are some other RPGs that do. I can't remember off the top of my head what they're called. So it's stolen from that, kind of. So I had it like meet it or roll over, but I also so it was kind of, and there's no armor class. So basically all the rolls are player facing. So I didn't roll any dice in the game. So if there was a monster attacking, they would roll the defense checks, and or if they were attacking it, they'd roll attack rolls, stuff like that. And I had it so that they could use, so instead of having an AC, they would be able to use any of their abilities, and then you would have to roll over that ability and stuff, but you would have to say how it was appropriate for kind of like dodging some of that damage, right? So like you could use your dexterity as a way to kind of avoid getting like hit, by like dodging out of the way, or there is armor in it, and I've kind of come up with a way to kind of use that as more of a kind of like resource that kind of ticks down. But in general, for like defense checks, it's mostly about being creative. So you could use like a magic spell or something to kind of negate damage. So it's really about trying to be creative with whatever attribute you think is kind of like appropriate. The kids had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, just need to flesh out the classes a bit, I think. So give them a little extra abilities and stuff. Magic was pretty good. It was the barbarian. I think he was a little bit bored. He was in good sports about everything, but and he ripped a guy's arms off, so he was he was happy in the end. But yeah, definitely needed to give him something more to do, or because the magic system was pretty well fleshed out. I just needed something more for the barbarian, so I'm thinking of like throwing in just like he can attack twice kind of thing, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Man, I did not figure this being so tricky to get into this neck. I wonder if when people paint this one, do they paint all the heads separately, all the parts, and then glue it together? I've definitely seen people like paint guys on like a sprue or something, and then glue them together. Personally, I like to have them all assembled. I think but it does make it tricky to get into some parts. Oh, how do I get in there? There's got to be like a faster way to do this. Just not rush. Take the time here. This next seems still fairly doable. You're right. Get in there. I guess it only has to look good from like certain perspectives, but I want to know I've given it my best approach here. Try and get. Still need to polish up some of these heads as well. Oh, you can paint things now. Oh, you envy. I'm just slowly cleaning up your workspace. Oh, you know what? This whole space in here, probably about 4 months ago, I couldn't paint a thing in here. It was always up in arms or something. And I think this entire studio it's gone through quite a few changes. And this has been the best kind of layout, I think, where I'm facing the big garage door at the end. I don't know if you can see it in the shadows. Maybe not. Yeah. Oh god, it's pretty untidy over there. I don't know why I'm panning it over. In the far distance there. Yeah, so I'm just in the back of my garage here. You can see it. Kind of. Yeah. Ooh. But I found it to be the best result for this kind of space. Let me get all those horns on the neck. Mostly. Just blend that a little nicer. So there we go. Oh, it is drying nicely. Okay, I was a bit worried before. When I had started doing it, I was like, oh, this is looking a little light and stuff, but now that it's drying, it's looking a lot better. Let's have a look. Come back. This camera's been a little bit finicky today. Come over here. There we go. We can go into like red alert mode here. Oh. Yeah, alright, so we've got most of the neck. Man, it's starting to come together. Just like those little extra bits of, touches and stuff. I can't wait to go in there with like a little bit of washes or something. But it's been... This one's been a beast. It's been a beast to paint, this one. Oh. Alright. we've done that. Now we have to go to this head. I'm noticing that it's starting to separate here. At least it's saying wet, because earlier it was not. And that was last week. I had some paper towel or something here. It's down here somewhere. Whoa. I feel like I've gone up a bit too high on that brush. That. This thing has been like sitting on that shelf for, I want to say like at least 6 months or something. So it's nice to finally get it looking presentable. And I'm not trying to win any competitions here, but I want it to look nice, as nice as it can. We'll take some nice photos, I think, when it's all said and done. Actually, maybe next week's stream, if I can get this to a good point. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. If I can get it to a good point during the week or something, I reckon we'll try and do like a layer creation. Actually, I still have to paint this thing, which is the bottom thing. Alright, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I do want to do like an Atmos setup of like a little layer kind of thing, like the fog and everything. I reckon it'd be quite cool, because you can see I put in the base here a little fog outlet, so we're going to have to try and make a cool little table setup for him. Love that the model seems to shove a bit of different personality in each head. I'm sure they're all very angry, but they seem different kinds of angry. I think you're right. I think they've captured, because that's kind of like how it is with the different types of dragons. Like this one can't be the characteristics of like white dragons. He's quite like bestial, whereas the red one's more kind of like king-like, I guess, more overpowering and stuff. Yeah, you kind of get that vibe from him. Serpentile kind of action with like the green one. And the black one just kind of looks like death. This is gonna take a while. Just looking at all these, like, all of these down the back. There's gotta be a faster way to do this, right? Should I have just blasted it with an airbrush? Tried to... I could have, but you're probably gonna just see all those like shortcuts and stuff, and I don't know. I'm just gonna go. I guess we'll enjoy it as we're doing it, right? We're not rushing this. We're enjoying it. That's right. It's like a fine wine, this one, but yeah, that'll look good. Having some contrast there going down the back. Atmos setup, yeah. Recently told my players what I plan for a D&D space. They'll all look like a crazy person. Fog, lights, space around, dressed as a tavern, basically full stop. Yeah, man, you're not crazy. That's the life. Man, yeah. If we ever move into like a house, because I'm just in like a little unit with the kids and everything. But if we ever move in a new house and I get an actual proper like room, oh man, we'll do an epic video of how we'll set that space up. I'll definitely get a room. And we'll play all kinds of games in there. I had dream plans once. It was to kind of create almost like a real dungeon, right? I wanted to have it that I was almost going to do like that thing where you have like what do you call it? It's those like shipping crate kind of things. I was going to make like a subterranean kind of like setup. I was going to go several stories. This is all pie in the sky, just like dream stuff. If I had like millions of dollars and stuff, but I was maybe not millions, but like hundreds of thousands or something, I guess. To kind of like, all right, the wife was just like, "Honey, you get whatever you want. I don't care," and I'll put it together as like this subterranean, multiple levels, right? So you've got several dungeons in there, and for each level, you have a different themed room, right? So you'd have like a mummy's tomb. You'd have like a regular style, medieval style dungeon kind of thing, and then we'd have like a sci-fi kind of like ship kind of like setup kind of thing. And we just do all different setups, so every level would be unique. Oh man, that would be fun. I make all like the props and all like do up all the style of the walls and everything, all the like system and stuff. Man, I want to. The sci-fi room is pretty cool because you could have like buttons that do like that steam that comes down, a little bit of the alert sounds and stuff. That would be great. Should try and do that for real, actually. I've got some stuff. Always kind of get some stuff over the time. I gotta remind myself what I have, because there's things to do stuff like that in here in a box over there. It's my ideas box, just full of like little lights and stuff. So we gotta get back to that. Can't always just be painting dragons. Redesign your house. Yeah, every room is like themed. That's the way. It'd be like living in like a Disney house, like a Disney theme park. Because I love that. It sounds kind of dorky, but I do love whenever I went to like a Disney or Universal Studios kind of thing. I loved the different types of like line setups. I don't think they're as good as it these days, although I have been surprised pleasantly a couple of times. But I don't know, like the line, like waiting in line, they would always be kind of like themed. They'd have like little props and things around, and little like, if it was like movie themed, they have like bits from the movie there and stuff. Like I quite remember really liking like the Mummy ride at Universal. This was in Orlando, and that one was a lot of fun. I remember like the line waiting for that was quite like Egyptian themed. Right, and that ride was pretty good too. Is there anyone here that has gone on that Mummy ride? I have a question about it. Because there's a part of the ride where it's like, I don't know, there's this like flame effect or something. And I swear it's like real fire because you can like feel the heat from it. I'm just curious, is it real fire or is it some kind of like projection or something? I don't know. But I dug it. Man, the thing about mixing these two types of paints together with the primer and the speed paint, it's like they eventually just try to separate there. something to kind of brush this off on. It's a bit better. It's going a bit heavy on there. Man, how many horns do you how many horns do you reckon we'll get done here tonight? All of them. How much time we got? I'm gonna sweat away in here. I don't know. I think there's a reason why the life expectancy for like caveman used to be like 40 or something. Because man, I feel like I'm falling apart. I got my knees are shot, back is bad. I was like, I don't think I was that old, but I don't know. I hit 40, and it's taking its toll. Hey Steve, good to see you, bud. Recently stumbled across your videos after buying a 3D printer and a couple of sets of dungeon blocks. Thank you for sharing your painting process and mods. Brought a lot of inspiration. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, the dungeon blocks are great. I always got to get back to that, I think. Because I've got a whole bunch of the dungeon blocks printed. We did paint a few of them on stream as well. But I do have to get back to it. Because we've got half a box up there unpainted, and I would like to use them a bit more. Especially recently, we're doing a little bit of Dungeons & Dragons with the kids, and I wanted to use a few of the dungeon block pieces that I had in there. And they weren't all painted, which is a little bit embarrassing. But I can hide my mistakes by throwing a little bit of atmospheric lighting in there, and it's less obvious for them. I usually print all the dungeon terrain and stuff in like a grey stuff so I can get away with it a little bit. But I would like to have them painted. I am kind of constantly watching, I don't know, I kind of see it pop up every now and then. These full color 3D printers. They're all insanely expensive still. But oh man, not that I don't enjoy, like this is enjoyable to paint, but sometimes it's like, especially when you're printing off a huge batch of like dungeon terrain and stuff, it's like, oh man. Like the first block, the first 10 blocks was kind of fun, but now I'm kind of over this. You know. Oh, what's that paper you have in the paint tray? My brushwork isn't as non-streaky. So, oh, so this is a wet palette. This is one of those. What does he call it? I got it under here. It says it. Where does it say it? It says it here. It is an Everlast wet palette. I want to say. It's dripping everywhere. I want to say it's a Redgrass Gaming or something. I can't remember exactly the brand or something. Maybe it was like a Army Painter or something. I'll have to look it up. But it's a wet palette, and it comes with like this little parchment kind of thing that comes on it, and there's a little sponge underneath, and it keeps the paint wet, so it doesn't dry out on the palette, and it keeps it all nice and smooth. And you can see I moved it around a bit. Airbrush is your friend with the dungeon blocks. That's interesting. They're not that hard to paint though, like the dungeon blocks, and thankfully they're not. Airbrush is an interesting idea. I should try that out. But I had a pretty good recipe. It was, I think it was like dry brush, different dry brush, wash, and then it was done. It's just you have to keep doing that dozens and dozens of times. But once you have it though, man, you have a huge set of dungeon blocks. It's probably the closest I've ever felt to having like a Dwarven Forge type thing. One of these days I'll get some Dwarven Forge pieces. It's still a little rich for me. Although I wonder, like, is there a set that is like a good kind of like entry style beginner set for like a Dwarven Forge? Because I'm coming off of a big hiatus of unemployment. I'm starting a new job this week, and look, and it wasn't by choice. It has been tough to find work lately, but I've got a new job starting this week. So already my mind is racing. What? Income again. Wow, wonderful. That's why I've been kind of like, what can I do without buying new paints? You know, just been trying to stretch every dollar here. But yes, I'll be back to it this week. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword this week because I've got the kids going back to school, but I've also got starting a new job this week, which I'm excited about. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But, yeah, I have to try and get back into the flow of it. Been Mr. Mom for a while. Yeah, look, I don't, no, I didn't know you were unemployed. Thought you were still, yes, that's kind of the industry, kind of, it is that kind of like style of volatileness. I don't typically like to broadcast too much about that kind of stuff. I want to keep things kind of positive on the channel, but it has been quite the slump. Which is, it's hard, and there are other people creatively who are, artists and animators, and 3D modelers and coders and stuff in the games industry that get a lot of tough times with this kind of stuff, so I can really kind of feel for them with that kind of stuff. And you know what? It gets you down. It really does. So it has been, has taken a bit of a toll. So I'm excited to kind of get back to work, get the juices flowing again. So yeah, I'm keen, because one thing feeds into another. When Seb's happy with that, then the wife's happy with this, and then the channel does better. I feel more motivated with this stuff and everything. So it all kind of helps each other. You are absolutely correct. With the right lighting setup and tons of fog, even the worst paint job can look like a good. That's right. That's like most of my stuff. That's why I try to go for like your big colors here. Your most contrast stuff. Fellow game dev, that's correct. I am a 3D animator by trade. I do creature animation. So I'll be back animating, rigging some characters. I mostly specialize in like exaggerated kind of cartoonish style motion stuff, but I do dabble here and there with like the motion capture and Unreal Engine type things. Ooh, there's a bit much on there. Yeah. Had time to unwind slightly and had time to stream. Yeah, it's it's surprisingly has been pretty busy, even regardless of that stuff. But like we had the end of the year, Christmas, and everything. So it was, yeah, it's a bit like I'm not gonna lie, last year was a bit rough for old Seb, but we still managed to get through it. And I've got plans for this year. We did like the new intro for the show, and I'm excited about it. So that's just kind of was a little taste of kind of stuff I'm cooking up. So yeah, we're gonna have to get a few more things announced. I was hoping to have some more stuff announced this month, but just with the kids still on school holidays, it's made it a bit kind of hard. But yeah, we've got some more stuff on the way, which is pretty exciting. Yes, job market is definitely pretty touch and go. So yeah, definitely feel for a lot of folks who struggle to find stuff at the moment. That's all right. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, I was worried about the colors, but it's coming through all right now. We've got. I know. There's a bunch of those side spikes. I'm just kind of sticking to the middle spikes, I think, at the moment. I'm not sure what to do with these fins. I think that's going to be kind of similar to how we do the wings, isn't it? Damn, I probably should have airbrushed that. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe I can do a little bit of an airbrush with those. Might have to do that at another time, maybe. I could do it though. Yeah, it's just like if I like mask it there or something, then I could do a little bit of airbrush on these little fins and stuff. You don't see this stuff until you get right in there, huh? We're gonna get all of these big spikes done. That'll be a triumph. I am sweating like crazy in this heat, though. it's like, I don't think it's even that hot outside. I think it's just trapped a lot of the heat from the day in this garage. And then I've got all the studio lights and stuff and everything as well. Ugh. We'll keep it going. Right into the ass of this thing. Start to see little bits and pieces where I've missed as as well, like tiny little pips or something where there's like been like little some, you know, almost like bits of supports and stuff that I've missed a little bit. It's not really bothering me too much though. Alright, there's only a few spikes to go on those major ones. It is. That is going to look so good from the back, especially I'm going to have the wings there as well. I just need to get I'm going to have to get all these other spikes as well. Holy Christmas! Oh, you coder! Oh. You could do the thing that I have no idea how to do. Good on you, mate. It's like magic to me. I don't know what you do. It's basically a different language to me. Like, it's kind of like if you showed me the code and be like, oh yeah, this thing, there's that, but just like writing it from scratch or anything, oof, it's no idea. I'm just gonna give him a little kiss right here. close. Oh yeah, that D&D with the kids was good this weekend. This probably because usually when I've done D&D with the kids, a session will go for like half an hour max. They're like the attention focus and just it isn't there with like a like that you would have like a normal group. But this one we had adults playing with little kids, and it was quite quite hilarious, the stuff that the kids would want to do. It's like, I'm just gonna shoot acid at this guy and see what happens. And it's like, well, you melt his hands off. And this was in the middle of one of the adult players was just like, I was just talking to this guy trying to get like some information, and you basically, like, this guy was like, he played like an instrument, and this guy was like, my kid was just like, I'm gonna melt his hands off. They don't think of the consequences of that, but it's fun, the little chaotic kind of stuff that can happen. I think this is going well. We've got it. Yeah, it's interesting, like, the difference the paint goes when it's dry compared to it's wet. Like at first when I put it on, it's like, this is too saturated or something, but when it dries up here, way better. I don't know, kind of like blends in, which is nice. The consequences are that he can't play the instrument anymore. Great intimidation roll. Yeah. I was like, that's the... actually, I was pretty happy with, like, the magic system that we got in there. So basically, the magic system in it is... It's all flavor, really. So whatever the kids want to do with like a spell, it's all kind of like descriptive of what they want to do with it, right? So I've got a spell generator, which is just like a few tables that have different types of like, so there's like spell types, which are like, it's an orb, it's a ray, it's a whirlwind, it's a cone, it's a, different kind of shapes of different spells, or it's a minion or something, or it has a different kind of like element to it. And then the other tables has just a bunch of random stuff. So then you have like your standards, fire, lightning stuff, but then you start to get into some parts of the tables which are like, it's a wolf missile. What is that? What is a wolf missile? What is a goblin ray, and you can kind of, whenever they get a new spell, they roll to see what they get, and that's half the fun. And then they can use these spells in different types of ways. So it's not just offensively, but for instance, there was one part where he wanted to use magic as a defensive thing, because he was getting attacked by this monster, this spider, and he used Goblin Ray. And basically what happened was it spawned this goblin between him and the monster, and the goblin got the full force of it and exploded, so he didn't get damaged from the from the spot. It's cool stuff like that. Once I have it in a good form, I think I'll share it. Okay, I'm naming it Kids Quest at the moment. It's probably already taken, but I'll share it. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. It's basically just rolling a d20 most of the time. I think the only time you roll something else is with generating spells, which was like a D12. And then stats were generated with D6s. What yellow? This is a mix. What we got here? We've got a mix of things. So on the palette, yeah, you can see how rich it looks on here. It is a mix of this. What we got? This sand golem, speed paint that's in there, and then I've got it mixed in with some of this pro acryl, which is just a white. So I think it's like the matte elements in this mixing with that. So you can see on the wet palette, it starts to separate over a little bit. But it does seem to come up with a cool, like, sandy color. I'm probably mixing too much stuff into there. Oh, but once it dries, it kind of dials down quite a bit, actually, which I quite like. What time is it? What do we got? We got time to do some more spikes. I've got lots here to do. So I'm just trying to think, like, do I do these little guys on the back? Perhaps not. Oh, I'm gonna have to do them, aren't I? Or just do one back here and see how it looks. This looks like the kind of thing that I would put a movie on. We do still need to do our movie live streams as well. We're going to be streaming some of that. Still have to work out the technical side of that. Maybe with a little bit of spare time now, I can get into it whilst I'm not being a butler to the kids. That would be good. Yeah, but we're gonna have a movie show. I don't know if we're gonna, like, craft and watch movies at the same time, or if we're gonna just watch. I don't know. I gotta get Braino fixed up too, because we played around with his AI a bit. He's mostly ready to go. I did have some cool things about getting some DMX lighting working with him a bit better, though. Because I was trying to get the lights pulsing when he talks. And it was going to be like a speaker reactive kind of like light. And then I worked out, oh, there's a good way of using the DMX sound sensor kind of thing for a particular type of light, so we're probably going to hook that up. Yeah, maybe we'll try. I'm going to try and get that hooked up for next stream. Maybe that would be good. I don't know. I've got to work out. I've got to pick an idea and go with it. Otherwise, nothing's going to get done. We need to get a couple of videos out too. I've just been playing with the format of things so much. You know, something I have been noticing though is that the way YouTube is kind of like formatted for a lot of things, even like the home page and everything, it's all like shorts and reels and stuff is like everything. So maybe we'll start putting out some more shorts and reels. Get on some radar that way, I think. Who knows, that might be a good way to get some cool little tidbits out pretty quickly. I do like doing the full episodes too as well though. So, I mean, you could see it from the full intro of the show. I want to do some like full episodes, little story bits in there and stuff. It's a lot of fun to do, fun to work on. Yeah, I am getting bored of painting spikes here. Oh my god, there's so many though. At least with the smaller ones, they're a little bit faster. we go. It does look good though, with the oh, I'll have to paint all the little ones too. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, and there's ones on the arms too. I bet those would look good, all done up. I bet they would. I bet they would. Kind of curious to see how this looks with the wings on. Now we'll have this kind of like sitting in between the wings. Would be pretty cool. Okay, I gotta at least finish these couple of guys. So I'm gonna come back to it and like, oh no, now I don't have the same color. Although the wet palette should keep my paint still pretty wet for a few days. I'll have to make sure I finish all of these spikes somehow within the week. Yeah, something like that. That looks okay. Yeah. There we go. There's no water in there. Whoa. That's better. I reckon it's turning out alright. I actually want to see how it looks with the wings back there. Oh yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, definitely now seeing it, of course it's obvious that this thing should have hand painted as well. So I'm gonna have to paint some of that fleshy kind of wing part onto that little tail fin or something. But that's looking alright. That's looking better. Well, I think that's where we'll wrap up tonight's live stream. Looks like I've got lots more spikes to paint during the week or something, or we might be doing more of that next week. Oh, I'd really love to do more of an Atmos setup and stuff though. And we do have to paint this little guy too. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. Maybe I'll get back to it in the week. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Other than that, thanks for joining in tonight's stream. It was an absolute pleasure. Hope to see you next week. And if you're working on your own projects, good luck. Stay cool if you're in the hot summer. And I'll catch you next week. Bye.